Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in again today on this 7 part series on how to escape the graduation trap. Today we'll be talking about step 5 of the process, which is upskill while still in school. Um, One of the most interesting thing about today's world is that there's so much opportunity based on the access to internet and so much information all over the place these days. You get the chance to actually learn other stuff outside school, actually acquire real life skills while still in school. So this was never what it used to be in the past, but I think it's one thing a lot of people need to leverage on more these days. So as we dive into today's topic, we'll start directly with the first thing, which is what? Take online courses. I always encourage everyone, learn beyond the classroom. It's knowledge is something that you acquire till the day you die. So you need to start practicing the muscle of learning. Learning is actually a muscle. You need to exercise the same way you go to the gym. You need to exercise your brain. You need to keep it open, keep it fresh, and always acquire other knowledge. Expand your horizon. Don't limit yourself to what you're taught in school. Understand that life goes just beyond what you see in classroom because in reality, a lot of stuff you learn in school will not be what you use in real life. So, like it or not, take advantage of the opportunity that there's so many online courses and try to learn online. The second is master essential tools. These days, no one wants to hire someone without skills, the right skills to use certain tools. There's so many tools out there. If you're a finance professional, for example, you need to know how to use at least one accounting tool or one analytic analysis tool or whatever tool it is that because most organizations these days work on operational efficiency and effectiveness. So there's so much tools out there that are being used by a lot of organizations. So one of the things that help you stand out is your ability to use one or two tools and use it very well. I mean, you'll still be taught on the job, but it gives you an edge because it shortens your learning curve and you learn faster and adapt fast enough. So try and learn to use tools early enough before you graduate. The third is focus on industry relevant skills. Question you need to ask yourself is this: for those of you who figure out, okay, this is what you want to do, I'm a finance professional. What kind of finance professional do? What industries can they work in? Narrow down some of the industries. I mean, these days, most of these things are not so far fetched, but whatever it is, narrow down some of the industries you are interested in and try to understand what do the employers in that field value, what do they want, what skill set. One of the most interesting thing I see is when I see young accountants and finance professionals talk to business owner about IFRS, the US GAAP, accounting terms that are not necessarily the most exciting thing for business owners. So it's very, very important that you learn what the business owners or the people in the industry want. Yes, leave the accounting and finance terms to accountants when you're talking to your accounting people, but the non-accounting people, talk to them in languages they will understand, and you will never get it wrong that way. So it's very, very, very important. Choose an industry, understand what the needs are in terms of that industry, and acquire relevant skills. And so, funny enough, as interesting as it may be, even being an accountant doesn't even necessarily have to be an accounting skill. It could be understanding other technical side of things. Like I try to understand how end-to-end businesses are built. Like what are the processes involved beyond accounting side of things? Because whether you like it or not, everything has a direct impact on what you do. These days, engineers are paid higher than every other person in the organization. You need to be able to understand why, and that will really, really help you in your career. The next thing is seek extracurricular projects. You know, like we mentioned in the last episode, you need to learn to acquire real life skills. There's nothing as important as having real life skills to learn and develop yourself. Getting your feet in the water, getting your hands dirty. Take advantage of that. Wherever there's an opportunity for internship, don't miss it. Whenever there's an opportunity for co-op, jump on it. Whenever there's an opportunity to learn anything, to work on a project, pro bono, volunteer, please don't lose that opportunity because it's very, very important and something you will benefit from later in life. The next one is practice soft skills. These days, this is one of the biggest gaps between the Gen Zs, Gen Ys, Gen Alpha, and all that, the different generations we have now. Communication is a major problem these days because what the way you communicate amongst your peers, the way you communicate amongst your in school is not necessarily the way people communicate in organizations, and this has been known to cause a lot of friction these days. You need to understand how often your boss or whoever is in charge of your work needs to know what you're doing and how they want to know. Is it through emails? Is it through phone calls? Is it through stand up meetings, short calls, and things like that? So, very, very important. You need to start practicing how to communicate, and it also learn how to be a leader in terms of things, learn how to be at the forefront of whatever is required of you. Show that leadership skill, and it's a muscle. You have to work on it and practice it all over till the end of your career. So it's something you need to learn as early as possible. Volunteer in school associations and things like that. Volunteer for your professors and lecturers if they have small projects. It will develop you and prepare you for the real world. The next is join clubs, organizations. Similar to what I just meant. Associations, organizations, and things like that help you sharpen who you are, help you go deeper in terms of knowledge. The fastest way to learn knowledge is be around people with more experience and knowledge about that topic. By the time you have a short discussion with them, you'll be surprised how much information you can take away, which you can now develop on to really, become more knowledgeable about those topics. Very, very important. Join organizations, join association, join club, anywhere that you get an opportunity to interact with people of like mind. Don't fail to lose that opportunity. And last but not the least, stay curious. Always look for ways to learn something new. This is very, very important because the brain dies the more you don't use it. So it's very important. You need to keep your brain active the same way you need to keep your body active on a daily basis. Look for opportunities to learn and read. Oh, don't always forget that the world is also changing every day with new information out there, with new things happening. So you must always be on top of whatever you're doing at any point in time. Thanks again today for tuning in, and watch out for the next episode.